Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home. Quick video today. A lot of my previous videos have been kind of long. This one's gonna be quick. I want to talk about some new 4K and Blu-ray pickups, some things I've got in from the studios. I get a lot of stuff sent to me and I can't do an individual 4K or a Blu-ray review video for everything, but I do want to show off everything that is sent to me and talk a little bit about it. So that's what this video is going to be. We're going to go into a couple different titles that I've picked up recently, either through a purchase or that I've gotten through the studios, and we'll just talk about each one. So let's play the intro, get started. I got a decent stack of Blu-rays here. All Blu-rays, a couple 4Ks. Oh, wow. We're going to try that one again. You know when you put slipcovers together and they slip as they're supposed to? That's what just happened. So first one off the bat, we got Suspiria, the new remake with Dakota Johnson, Tilda Swinton. This is from Luca, God, I'm going to butcher his name, Luca Guadagnino. Tell me if I got that right or not, but Suspiria, haven't checked it out yet, but I've heard good things. I've heard a lot of people, I asked on Instagram, do you prefer the remake or the original? A lot of people were saying the remake is just as good, so I'm excited to check that out. This is a pickup I bought myself. I got this from Bull Moose. 3 Identical Strangers. Supposed to be one of the craziest documentaries of all time. I'm shocked that it didn't get any awards at the Oscars, or any nominations, I should say. It really probably should have won an award, but happy to see it on Blu-ray. It's basically the story about 3 identical strangers, 3 identical twins who are strangers because they got separated at birth, adopted by 3 different families, and then they all kind of get back together. It looks like when they're maybe, 16, 17 years old. It's shocking how close they all look. Like, it's insane. They are clearly identical twins. But I've heard that there's some crazy twists, and had a lot of buzz at Sundance, obviously certified fresh, Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm excited to check that out. Also from Bull Moose, I picked myself up a Criterion movie. This is M, by a film by Fritz Lang. This is a movie, I believe it's 1931. And basically, it's got Peter Lorre in it, and he plays this kind of creepy serial killer. If you don't know this, I'm actually kind of obsessed with serial killers, and I watch all the documentaries. I just finished the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix. I watch all that kind of stuff just all the time. Mindhunter, the Netflix show. Lots of serial killer movies and documentaries, and so I always like when they're kind of adapted into film, and I've heard this is a really good movie. Peter Lorre, he's the guy right here. He's kind of a famous character actor from the 30s and 40s and 50s and so on. He's supposed to do a really great job in this, so I'm excited to check that one out. I have never seen it, but new Criterion added to my collection is always good. Another title here, I got this from Wellgo USA. It's called Haunted Hospital, or Heilstatten in German. So basically it's a group of vloggers, basically YouTubers, and if you've seen kind of the stupid videos on YouTube where like a kid goes and hides in the paper towel aisle at Walmart for like 24 hours and he's like, oh, 24-hour challenge, look at me, I hid inside a retail store. That's basically what they're trying to do here, except it's in this condemned asylum. This group of vloggers goes in, they say, we got to survive for 24 hours, social media challenge, blah, blah. They've got all kinds of thermal cameras, night vision goggles. So it's sort of, I guess you could call it found footage. It reminds me a lot of, like the style of As Above, So Below, or Hell House LLC, sort of like that. Kind of that documentary style where it's not really like, I guess you call it found footage, but it's actually pretty good. German horror movies, pretty gory usually, pretty creepy, and this one's, no exception. Really cool movie there. Also got the Cloverfield Paradox. So I had to have this. It's probably my least favorite in the Cloverfield series so far, but I actually didn't mind it. A lot of people just hate it. I posted this on Instagram, and a lot of people were talking about what garbage it is, but I didn't mind it. I think it's pretty cool, actually, that Paramount actually still went through and put out a Blu-ray, since this was a movie that was picked up by Netflix. Now, it was probably picked up by Netflix because of how poorly it screened or early reviews, that Paramount just didn't have faith in this going to theaters and doing well. But it's kind of a cool, I guess, time travel. I mean, that's what a paradox is all about. Haven't watched the Blu-ray yet, but I watched this on Netflix when it came out and thought it was an interesting story. I mean, it explains how it ties into the Cloverfield world, but it's kind of, I thought it was pretty loose. But I guess 10 Cloverfield Lane is pretty loose too with the way that ties in. So an interesting one, but honestly, I kind of wish they had made, there were talks about Overlord, the new movie about like World War II team going in, basically fighting like Nazi zombies. There was talks about that being a Cloverfield movie at some point. I think that would have been a better companion to the series than the Cloverfield Paradox, but we get what we get. It's not a bad movie by any means. It's cool to get a Blu-ray. Also got in Goosebumps 2 on 4K. The original Goosebumps were books 20 years ago, or however long ago it was that they came out, and I loved them as a kid. You've got some classics here. You got The Abominable Snowman, The Night of the Living Dummy, I believe is that story. Werewolves here. So they bring back a lot of the classic characters, but this one doesn't have any Jack Black in it. No Jack Black. It's kind of focused on these three kids. You'll recognize this guy right here. He's from It. I forget, I think his name was Ben in It. He was kind of the chubby kid. He's in the library in the scene where Pennywise is the balloons floating around the library. Jeremy Ray Taylor, I think is his name. Yeah. So it's mostly focused on the kids. Ken Jeong from The Hangover's in it, which is never a good sign. He doesn't really do much these days. But Goosebumps 2 anyway. I mean, they had to make a second one, so why not? And it's not great, but it's kind of cool if you if you read the books as a kid. There's some cool nostalgia there. Also have a 4K of The Hate U Give. Now, I haven't had a chance to watch this yet, but the cover is telling me that it got great reviews. Not always a great sign. Now, it could be a well-reviewed movie. It might be critically acclaimed, but who knows how good it actually is. It says it's an Oscar-worthy masterpiece. Of course, it didn't get nominated for any Oscars. So sometimes I'm a little skeptical, especially when the cover of a movie is just all quotes about how great it is. It seems like they're trying too hard, but I've heard it's a pretty good book. It's based on a bestseller, and I've actually heard good things about the movie, so I'm excited to check that one out in 4K. And last but not least, this came from Mill Creek. It is The Karate Kid Part 3 and The Next Karate Kid double feature. So Part 3 is Ralph Macchio's last one. The Next Karate Kid stars Hilary Swank. I don't believe these had ever been released on Blu-ray before, so this is a first time. And this is the kind of movie Mill Creek really specializes in. It's not, they're not bad movies, but they're old movies from the 80s that you kind of forgot about, or the early 90s, and never got around to Blu-ray. Mill Creek will pick up the rights. They'll put out a Blu-ray release, which is really nice for collectors, have stuff like that. So that's about it. That's it for this one. Like I said, a quick video, a couple 4Ks, a couple cool Blu-rays. Always nice to add a Criterion. Let me see what spine this is, actually. Number 30. You know what? Let's do something real quick. Here's my Criterion shelf. And what do we got here? We're looking at 65, 63, 47, 35. Looks like is right here. So we're going to have to move a couple titles around, but we'll get number 35 in the collection, slid in the correct spot. And then I'm going to have to move some stuff around because the one I just had to take out was this huge vampire set, which is thicker than a regular Blu-ray. So I'll have to move some stuff, but boom, M is in its official spot, number 30. Trying to fill the collection out. As you can see, I'm getting more and more, so pretty cool stuff. All right, guys, so that's it for this edition. I hope you like this quick little Blu-ray 4K update. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Subscriber counts have been going nuts. I appreciate it. My followers on Instagram have been going nuts, so it's all good. And I'll be back soon with some more 4K reviews. There's some good stuff coming out pretty soon, so I'm excited to check it out. Stay tuned.